Hi, everybody, and welcome to Lockdown Brewers here at AmFam Field tonight. The Brewers with a walk-off win 4-3 over the Royals. Go for the sweep on Sunday. A couple of things in this game. The bullpen was just fantastic for the Brewers. Picked up for a so-so start for Adrian Hauser. We'll talk about that coming up here in a little bit. Christian Yelich goes deep twice. All that and coming up next here on Lockdown Brewers. And look ahead to Mother's Day at AmFam, where we've had some memorable days in the past.
You are Locked On Brewers, your daily Milwaukee Brewers podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Lockdown Brewers. Chuck Freeman here at AmFam Field. Yeah, Joey Wiemer's sac fly in the bottom half of the ninth inning gave the Brewers a come-from-behind win after they got down early in this game, 2-0. And the Brewers rode that bullpen to a victory here and improved their record to 22-17. Chuck Freeman, I've been covering the Milwaukee Brewers for over 40 years for AP Radio. I'm the morning sports anchor at 1310 WIBA Radio in Madison. Like you, the Milwaukee Brewers are my favorite professional sports team here in the state of Wisconsin. And, yeah, it was a great night, 37,000 here at AmFam Field. Saw the Brewers win. You want to know how to get us? Well, I mean, if you're listening to the audio version, you know how. Google. You can go to Spotify. There's other places as well. Apple, of course. And then on YouTube, just hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Search Lockdown Brewers. Hit the subscribe button. And then hit that little bell there. It's going to update you and tell you every time we drop an episode here on Locked On Brewers. We are here after every game. We are your team every day. And, even on weekends, we do a little shorter version like tonight. We'll do a little shorter version, of 15 minutes or so, because we know people got stuff going on the weekend. But you know what? We're going to cover the Brewers on weekends because the Brewers play on weekends. We're going to be here as well. Tonight, Zach Greinke was on the mound for Kansas City. One tough customer. We know how he could be. He was off to a 1-4 start this year, but through 5 innings, gave up 3 hits, 5 Ks on 71 pitches. I was happy as a clam as Greinke was taken out after 5 innings. I was so happy to see him leave because he was in one of his Zach Greinke grooves tonight. And they got him out of there. Yelich did hit a 2-run home run earlier in the game after the Brewers got down 2-0, tied it up. And the Brewers were down 3-2 after Adrian Hauser gave up a home run in the top of the 5th inning to Sal Perez. After Hauser had given up 7 hits through 4 innings, gave up a leadoff home run to start the 5th inning, 3-2 at that point. But from that point on, the Royals would get just 1 hit off the Brewer bullpen the rest of the night. The Brewer bullpen with Milner, Payamp, Strzelecki, and Devin Williams pitching in a meaningful spot for the first time in a while. Closed down the Royals. Again, 1 hit over that final 4 innings. We didn't have to go to extras because Joey Wiemer walks it off with a sac fly. Inning started on a Brian Anderson base hit. He moved to third after a double to the gap by Owen Miller with 1 out. And then all Wiemer's got to do is put the bat on the ball to try to get that run in. And he did his job. Hit the straightaway center field. It was too deep. And the run scored from third. And the Brewers win. Anderson scores easily from third. And the Brewers take their 2nd straight game. As I mentioned, Hauser, 7 hits through 4 innings. Could have been a lot worse. He left trailing 3-2 after he gave that home run to Perez to start the 5th inning. This could have been a lot worse for Hauser. He pulled some escaped acts and got out of a few jams, but yeah, when he gave the 7 hits through 4 innings, there could have been 5 or 6 on the board for the Kansas City Royals. Royals are not a good team. They're like 11-29, I want to say right now, off the top of my head. Not a very good team. They did not take full advantage because they had the Hauser on the ropes several times. First inning, they could have put up a big number against him, and Hauser managed to get out of it. And some credit to him as well. But the night belongs to him. The bullpen, Christian Yelich, 2 home runs, left field, straightaway center field. Won the straightaway center field off Greinke, tied it, and then later he tied it at 3 when he hit an opposite field home run. And the Brewers bullpen held down the rest of the way and got the win. We're going to talk about some of the good things that have happened here on Mother's Day Sunday. One in particular. We'll talk about that coming up here in a little bit. Locked On Brewers, brought to you in part by Sorare. Our new sponsor, Sorare, a revolutionary fantasy baseball game and marketplace, transforming fans into owners with officially licensed digital cards featuring players from across all 30 MLB teams. Unlike other fantasy baseball platforms, Sorare managers truly own their own fantasy experience, collecting, buying, selling, competing with player cards against global opponents to win epic awards. Win or lose, you own your own cards, and there's no cost to play. Sorare MLB game weeks happen twice weekly, a span of a 3 or 4 day span. And at the end of the game week, Sorare managers who are at the top of their leaderboards or near have a shot at game tickets, merchandise, signed jerseys, VIP experience. Head to Sorare.com/lockedon. Sorare, SORARE.com to draft your team of free player cards, set your lineup, start competing today, win epic awards. Sorare.com/lockedon. Start playing today. We've been here before with the Brewers with a chance to win, a chance to sweep the series. Last time against the Angels, they had a chance to sweep here on a Friday, Saturday, won the first 2 games of the series. This will be the 3rd time the Brewers have been in the spot where they've won the first 2 games at home and then came back on a Sunday and lost. We'll tell you about Sunday's starting pitchers and again about a memorable Mother's Day back in 2006. Show is also brought to you in part by Gametime. You know, you want to come out here to the ballpark on Sunday. Gametime app is the way to go. Flash deals, last minute tickets, easy to find, buy tickets, every kind of event in our area, theater, concerts, hockey, basketball, you name it, football, baseball, of course. It's all here on the Gametime app. Forget planning months in advance. I've had great seats out here just through the Gametime app. Flash deals on tickets, football, basketball, you name it, baseball. Get images of your seat. You can look right and see the image of your seat and say, that's the seat I want to buy, and it is yours. Again, last-minute tickets. You can get online Sunday morning and find you some good deals on Gametime, last-minute tickets. And Gametime guarantees mean that you get the best price always. You'll find the tickets in the same section and row for less. Well, Gametime is going to credit you back 110% of the difference. Download the Gametime app, create an account, use the promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, Chuck Freeman here on Locked On Brewers. I'm going to put the reading glasses on if you're watching me on YouTube. 37,000, I'll give this the exact number, 37,766 on a Saturday night. Boy, Wisconsin does a great job supporting this team. Milner, Payamps, Strzelecki, the story in this one. The bullpen, again, they allow just 1 hit and, get the walk-off home. You'll take them any way you want. Now, you're not expecting to sweep the Royals, but you got them on the ropes here. It would be great. Going into that series on Monday in St. Louis, if the Brewers can somehow get this on. St. Louis is on a roll. Remember, a week ago tonight, they were 10-24. Since then, the Cardinals have lost just once. They came up with 3 runs at the top of the 9th inning and beat Boston for a second day in a row at Fenway Park, a 9th inning rally. But you got to take care of business here. And Jordan Lyles, who the Brewers declined his option back in 2019, he's bounced around a few teams, was with Baltimore last year. I feel like guys like Jordan Lyles, they bounce around. Guys bounce around toward the end of their careers in 30s, and they end up on bad teams like the Kansas City Royals. Was on the Orioles last year, went 12-11. This year with the Royals, he's 0-6. He's 0-6. He's got a 6.20 earned run average. Now, his last game, Jordan went 9 innings. It was kind of old school. He went 9 innings against the White Sox, lost 4-2, threw 112 pitches. We'll see. 32 years old, 112 pitches his last time out, and that was like earlier in the week against the White Sox in a loss. We'll see if that takes its toll on him for Sunday's game. Freddie Peralta. Freddie has had 3 quality starts in a row. On his last start last Monday, a 6 innings pitch, 3 hits against the Dodgers. He got the win, and the offense came to play for him. That was a 9-3 win. That's when the Brewers got a couple of 3-run home runs. But, yeah, this was a quality win. And when I say quality win, it doesn't matter if it's the Dodgers or the Royals. If you can start stacking up wins. That is the key. And like last week against the Colorado Rockies, you don't want to get swept by a bad team. You just don't want that to happen. And, the Royals have played them tough. Let's face it, the Royals have played them tough so far in this series. Got out to the quick 2-0 lead, and the Brewers were able to come back and win this game. But the Royals got some good players. They do. Bobby Witt Jr., you've heard of him. He's a heck of a player. Sal Perez with the home run tonight, fantastic ball player. Really good power, one of the best hitting catchers in baseball. All right, here's what happened. The Brewers, the box score, Yelich went 2 for 4, drove in 3 runs, 2 home runs. He's got 6 in the year. Winker went 0 for 2. Luke Voigt, 0 for 2. He looked really bad on a bat against Aroldis Chapman. How about that? Another Aroldis Chapman, another guy, in the sunset of his career, but he was throwing 103 out here tonight. And I made this reference in the press box tonight. I said, there's a good bet that Aroldis Chapman will not be on this Kansas City Royals team by the trading deadline or after the trading deadline, because it probably, God, the way he was throwing tonight. But I remember seeing him in some of those years with the Yankees when he couldn't get out of his own way. But man, he was throwing lightning out there tonight. Willie Adames went 1 for 4. Rowdy Tellez went 1 for 3. William Contreras 0 for 2. 1 for 3 for Brian Anderson. Bryce Terang 1 for 4. Owen Miller 1 for 4. And Joey Weimer went 0 for 3. But he did have the sacrifice fly. Joey batting 207. As I made the joke earlier this week, Joey's been batting 207. He's just stuck on 207 no matter how he does each game. It's just like that. He's like 207 every time I check the box score with Joey Weimer. All right, the pitching line, Adrian Hauser, second start since coming off his rehab starts. And once again, he failed to pitch 5 innings. He was going to get no decision anyway. He left with a 3-2 deficit after giving up the home run to Sal Perez in the 5th inning. Hauser, 4 innings, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 strikeouts. And just not a very good performance from him. My expectations of Hauser aren't great, but he was not great at all or even good on Saturday. Hobie Milner, here's where the goodness starts for the Brewers. Hobie Miller, 2 innings, 1 hit. Payamps, 1 inning. Strzelecki, 1 inning. Williams, 1 inning. Williams got the save. Strzelecki struck out the side in the 8th inning. Swing and misses there. Looked really, really solid. And I was talking earlier in the week, I said, the Brewers have to go out and give themselves an 8th inning guy. Yeah, I think eventually they're going to. I'd like to see Strez maybe in that 7th inning role because, again, we're just not trying to win the division here. We're trying to win a pennant. And I think back into the bullpen is certainly very vital to this team. And you got to have a back end of the bullpen that's strong. So Strez is no disrespect to Strzelecki as a 7th inning guy. But if they got somebody better to put that in 8th inning and drop Strzelecki to the 7th, I would be totally good with that. Brewers broadcast tomorrow, the home team broadcast, Sirius XM on the SXM app. Go to Brewers, and you'll hear the Brewers and Royals in the final game of the series, 1:10 tomorrow. Sirius XM with all the hometown broadcasts of the Milwaukee Brewers. We'll have a longer version of Locked On Brewers coming up tomorrow night. Of course, during the weekdays, we run the 30-minute version. Weekends, we make them a little shorter. But, hey, I appreciate you taking some time out of your weekend, and you everydayers out there. Hit me on Twitter as well, Chuck Freimund, Freimund. Hit me up on Twitter. Leave your comments here on YouTube, and find us in your favorite spot to drop podcasts, the YouTube page as well. Always love hearing from you, and thanks for the follow. Hopefully the Brewers get the win tomorrow. Freddie on the hill. Freddie's been very good. He's had 5 quality starts, 3 in a row. Got to it'd be great to get the sweep heading into St. Louis and taking on the Cardinals on Monday night. We'll talk to you after the game tomorrow, everybody. Chuck Freimund for Locked On Brewers on the Locked On Podcast Network. We are your team every day.